Welcome into Titans Today by Chat Sports. Matthew Peterson here, hoping everyone watching is gearing up for a wonderful 4th of July. We've got a pretty loaded show today. We got some news and some breakout candidate buzz to get to, but let's get started with the biggest item in the Tennessee news mix, which the last week and a half has not been good, right? From Nicholas Petit-Frere to this, Hassan Haskins getting arrested for allegedly strangling his girlfriend, Makiah Green, on June 22nd. So we are going to break down everything that we have learned from the police report. I do want to say all these are just allegations, so nothing is a fact. It is a little bit of he said, she said at times, but these are the findings we have from the police report that we are going to share with everyone today, and everyone can come up with their own conclusion. But what we have, I should say no, but just the allegation so far is that there was a alleged strangling and then a second incident which happened a few days later over an argument at dinner that then led to more physical altercations taking place at home for the former 4th-round pick out of Michigan who had 5 touchdowns against the Ohio State Buckeyes when he played them last at Michigan. Now, the court date settled for Hassan Haskins is July 10th in Davidson County there in Tennessee, the home of Nashville. So we are going to look at an interesting is not a good word, very informative, how about that, article from the team ESPN beat reporter Duran Davenport, who had a lot to say over what he has found through the police report, and here's what he wrote. Haskins allegedly strangled his girlfriend, Makiah Green, on June 22nd during a disagreement that stemmed from when he saw that she liked another man's Instagram photo. Okay. The two got into an argument, resulting in Green allegedly throwing Haskins' shoes on the floor. Haskins allegedly told her to stop, and when Green didn't, he pushed her to the ground, then tossed her on a bed where he used both hands to strangle her. The fight continued with the two allegedly slapping each other. Safe to say that if all these allegations are true, that is all very bad stuff, right? I don't think I need to deliver that as a hot take or anything. If true, very, very bad. Not good at all. Not a home in the NFL for Hassan Haskins. If you are strangling women or strangling anyone for that matter, I don't want you on any NFL team, right? I think that kind of goes without saying. But we've got more on this story here from Davenport. Haskins allegedly left Green at the restaurant, and she had to take an Uber back to their house. This is the next incident a few days later. Green saw Haskins in the house when she returned. She allegedly threw a glass at him and took refuge in their bedroom. Haskins allegedly kicked the door down, an argument ensued, and Green allegedly ripped a $5,000 chain off his neck. So now the story goes from, I don't know what it was to start, but now it gets wild, right? Now it starts to get pretty unusual. Not that there is a usual for instances like this, but more from Davenport on this. Haskins allegedly shattered Green's phone. Green allegedly then grabbed Haskins' phone, saw Snapchat notifications with photos of naked women in chats, shattered Haskins' phone, and assaulted him. Haskins, in a statement provided to police, said Green attacked him with a broom and choked him from behind. He alleged she also threw his PlayStation 5, putting a hole in the wall, and furnished a video to support his statement. So I also want to add that Makiah Green was also charged and jailed as well. Her bond was slightly lower than Hassan Haskins, but they both were facing criminal charges. I am sure they both have court dates now, and we will let the legal system play itself out. The NFL will do an investigation. The Tennessee Titans will do an investigation. The Titans had their own official statement saying, and it is like carbon copy from every other team's, we are aware of the situation and gathering additional information. I don't know what the future holds for Hassan Haskins, right? If you had to take a drink every time you read or heard the word alleged during that, we'd be all pretty buzzed right now. And it's all they are at the moment. Allegations, right? Nothing has been proven in a court of law. We don't have facts or anything like that. We have allegations, but we know how the NFL is. And if we get some more findings behind these allegations, the future for Haskins in Tennessee is bleak to say the least. So that is the latest on the former Michigan Wolverine, who put up 5 touchdowns against the Ohio State Buckeyes. Now, coming up next on the show, are we going to get a Kyle Phillips breakout season? He talked about this with the media, and I want to share it with you guys. But before we do, I think Phillips is primed for a random future Titans player, right? Where you are digging deep. Like Delanie Walker, I think, is a good random Titans player. Drop a very random Titans player. You can't do Derrick Henry. You can't do Ryan Tannehill. It has to be a deep level cut. Give me your best one in the comment section. Now, Kyle Phillips, he was a 5th-round pick by the Titans back in 2022 coming out of UCLA. Unfortunately, we did not see a whole lot of the former Bruin. He was limited to just 4 games in his rookie season, played the first 2 weeks, did not play in week 3, and then played in weeks 4 and 5 before a hamstring injury cut his rookie campaign short. So, why are we talking about Kyle Phillips, right? When you look at what he did over his 4 games, his rookie season, 13 targets, 8 receptions, 0 touchdowns, 9.8 yards a reception, Not a whole lot of big numbers, right? But then when you look at what he did in his first week against the New York Giants, targeted 9 times, 6 grabs, 66 yards, also had a big-time punt return early on in his rookie season. He had some good moments. He had some very nice flashes that have Titans fans very optimistic about his future in the Music City. Now, before we get on to the rest of the Kyle Phillips segment here, we still have an awesome deal for Titans fans where you can get a t-shirt and hat. So 2 things on sale. So not just 1 thing, but 2 things on sale. You're losing money if you don't get it. Chatsports.com/10combo. I put that link in the comments and the description of today's video. Here's what Kyle Phillips had to say on the upcoming season. Maybe I am a forgotten guy to some, but I don't pay attention to that. I focus on what I need to do, which is to learn this offense, get to know some new teammates, and get better every day. This offseason has been putting good, healthy weight on, learning this offense, conditioning, running routes, and getting used to new teammates. Kyle Phillips is definitely in a great spot right now, right? If you are a under-the-radar, sort of towards the bottom than the top wide receiver on a depth chart, Tennessee's an awesome spot to be in 2023 because there's not a whole bunch of proven players above you that are guaranteed snaps over you, right? When you look at Tennessee's wide receiver room, it's up for grabs who's going to be wide receiver 1. Treylon Burks definitely will give more of an opportunity than everyone else because he was a first-round pick. But Nick Westbrook-Ikhine, a former UDFA, Kyle Phillips, a day 3 pick, there are a lot of snaps and targets to be had, and Phillips is in a great spot where he could prove himself as being this team's number 1 or number 2 wide receiver, and he will be rewarded for that. Whereas if you were on, say, Tampa Bay, there's already Mike Evans, there's already Godwin, you're just not going to have a good enough opportunity to break through the ice, but he could do that in Tennessee. That I have no doubts about. So will Phillips end up having a breakout season? What do you guys think? Y for yes, N for no. Phillips is an awesome measuring tool to use to know if someone's a real Titans fan, like a hardcore Titans fan, or a bit of a casual, right? Because he showed a lot of promise early on in his rookie season to have hardcore Titans fans excited for. Sure, we might not have a wide receiver room loaded with a bunch of big star talented names like DeAndre Hopkins or anything like that, but if Treylon Burks delivers and he looks like the first-round pick and Phillips has a nice breakout season and Nick Westbrook-Ikhine continues to get better and better, those could be 3 good wide receivers that fly under the radar in 2023. But if all those things don't happen, it's going to be a brutal 2023. All right, that is going to do it for us on today's show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate everyone for making some time out of their day and hanging out with us. Enjoy your 4th of July, and we'll see you guys later.